Hey, welcome back to another episode of Staceyosity, the podcast, where we get into the tough stuff and how we're getting through it. Whether it's life, personal, business, work, entrepreneurship, whatever the case may be, let's talk about it here. And without further ado, let's get into it.
So today was another energy low for sure. It was a bit different. I have something going on that I'm not quite sure I've figured out yet. So hopefully I can figure it out here with you on this podcast. Let's see what happens. But today low energy. I know that yesterday I burnt myself out with work, and I'm just now realizing that this kind of started this weekend, and I haven't really been naming it. I did really well on Saturday. I had a great day and I was fulfilled and, you know, got sleep and all of the things. I went out and we did fun things, and I even think I did some work on Saturday too. So, but Sunday I just crashed and I totally watched Netflix and did very little on Sunday, which I'm being overly critical, I think, about that. I wanted to do things and, get certain things done and, you know, do other things to rest rather than sitting and binge watching Netflix. But it's okay. I'm learning. I think that I can allow myself to rest, but maybe do something different, do a different type of resting. Maybe at least split up the day and not do Netflix all the time when I need those days of rest and just, complete shut off. And I really couldn't even shut my mind off because I was sitting there judging myself for sitting there like almost the whole time. I remember feeling very antsy this weekend, just binge watching these shows and whatever. But anyways, I think I'm just being really hard on myself still. And I'm trying to find ways to give myself more grace and be nice to myself because I am spending energy on doing that. I'm spending energy on judging myself, and I'm spending that. I probably could have had the energy if I wasn't judging myself so critically that day to, like, clean up something or read a book or organize um, the pantry. I've been wanting to organize the pantry. And, like little projects that I have and I want to do a little bit at a time. And I tell myself when I walk past them, you know what, Stacy, you could do one shelf at a time. Just pick one shelf one day and just do that. Just organize that. Throw things out and organize on that shelf. Mm, hasn't happened yet. I'm very much an all or nothing person, so I tend to take on entire projects and make them larger. So I'm trying to get my brain trained to see things in like mini tasks. I'm trying to get used to mini tasks. And I still have a hard time walking away from my desk. So that's a problem too. Um, Thinking through this right now, I guess I'm gonna have to come up with a system or a way to pull myself physically away from that desk, which I, I bought a timer. It ended up in my son's room, but I bought a timer, like one of those little cubes that you can get off Amazon, and you turn it to the side of the minutes, and it goes off. 15 minutes, and it goes off. And the idea was for me to set it, you know, not on my desk, somewhere where I have to physically get up and go shut off the alarm so that it pulls me away from my desk in that moment from whatever I'm doing because I get so hyper focused on things or I'm like, oh, just 5 more minutes, and then all these other things come at me, you know. So the point is to get myself pulled away from the desk. If I'm on the phone, I need to tell people I gotta go. I need to wrap it up. I need to stand there and be uncomfortable for a minute so that I remember what I'm doing, because I do get very involved in work. So I'm trying to figure that out, and I think that it's weighing on me a lot because I know that I need to do these things, and it's almost harder. And I remember this, I think, over a year ago when I was working on myself with other things. The moment you recognize the issues that you have and the things that need to be changed in your life, but they're still the same, it's so much more amplified, the frustration. It's pretty wild it, to kind of, think about that, but it's true. And seeing these things and recognizing these triggers and these thoughts that are literally floating in front of my mind almost visually at this point, because I'm very conscious in my thinking lately. I'm very mindful about what is in the forefront of my mind. I'm trying to catch negative thoughts, because another thing was I was noticing pushing a bunch of positivity in is fantastic. It's great. I need to keep doing that. I'm not going to stop that. However, I've also noticed that I can't just push positive in and shove it in and shove it in and expect results. I have to also expel the negative energy, and a lot of times I'm blocked. I had to kind of force myself right now to start talking, because I know that something's being held inside of me mentally, and I have my guards up and my blocks up. So that's why I'm talking now, because I have to do the hard thing. We have to do the hard things. You have to do the positive things, but you also have to do the hard things. So that's what I'm trying to retrain my brain. I'm trying to do a lot of things. So giving myself grace. I'm doing a great job trying to remind myself that things are improving, things are getting better, things are moving in the right direction. And it's not easy, but it's definitely been a beautiful journey so far, and I'm really excited for next steps. I'm really excited to see where this ends up, and to kind of push myself in a healthy way for a change. I'm really excited just to see that. I'm just really trying to make myself a healthier individual. And I've noticed it coming off on my son too, which I never thought possible. But it really is like monkey see, monkey do with kids, no matter their age. He's 15 years old, and if I'm sitting and doing nothing, he's sitting and doing nothing. If I'm up and moving around, next thing I know, here he comes. He's doing something. He's busy. He's moving around. It's like it's catching. The energy is catching. So it's a lot of positive things are happening. Work is growing more than it has in years, and yes, there's a long way to go, but a lot has also been accomplished, and big things have been accomplished in a short amount of time. So I am grateful and I am proud of those accomplishments. So I feel better already. um, but I think it's so important to knock down these walls. I felt the dip coming today, as my brother would say. What's your plan for the dip when it happens? And for me, it's really about accepting it, which was not easy. All day I was trying to accept this low and accept this and try to, ask myself, why is this coming? And my mind was blocking the answer to this question a lot of times. But I think that I got a lot of it out right now, and it's really just me being critical of myself and then worrying about things that I don't have current control over, or things don't that I'm making conscious decisions to leave where they are right now. And I need to understand that every day I have the ability to change any decisions that I've made. Life is fluid, decisions are fluid, nothing is permanently a fix. So I have to remind myself that I'm very much of a, you know, I don't know, standing still, very firm type person in life. I don't historically like change, but now recently I've been all about constant change, which if you would have said to me a year ago, probably even 6 months ago, that I would be living in a constant evolving state of change, literally minutes as the days go by, everything is changing, and I am allowing and accepting so many changes to come my way, and I'm not getting mad or angry or throwing a little bit of a fit, I would have never believed you. I would have never believed you, because I am such a planner. I am such a, have to have everything X, Y, and Z exactly how I want it. And if things get out of line or if plans go awry, then that's it. I get irritated. I tend to stay irritated historically. And I have a hard time shaking that, which, if I think about that right now, I'm really proud of myself, because I don't know the last time I did that. I know that I recognize the feelings come up and then I zap them immediately every now and then now. I don't have a lot of those feelings anymore, so I'm super proud. I've managed to work on that for sure, and I've gotten quite used to this state of flux, constant change, and I'm starting to really enjoy it. And I realized that today also with work, that I work totally different than I used to, now that I have the freedom to create what I want. So, like I said, a lot of crazy ups and downs, and a lot of, um, push and pull, but it's such a cool thing to kind of see and experience. It's like, I explained it to my friend the other day. It's like watching the world in real time, like spin and revolve, like Earth, you know, revolving around us, and just we're standing still, and I can see the Earth moving and changing in real time. It just, if that came out right, I hope it did. I hope that makes sense, but that's just what it kind of feels like right now, because we are really changing our lives drastically. And it's such a wild, beautiful thing. And I can't wait to sit at the table, I don't know, a year from now, 5 years from now, and beyond, and look back at this time and really be humbled and grateful for the choices we've made, that I've made, that my best friend has made, to take this journey with me. And I'm incredibly grateful and hopeful for what's to come. So thank you for listening to me, allowing me to vent, allowing me to share my experience through this tough time. And this podcast has really been something that has kept me strong and kept me as sane as possible throughout this journey. And I'm just really grateful for you for listening. I'm grateful for this platform. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I'm going to continue to do this as often as I possibly can. Now I have this on my phone, so hopefully it's going to be easier. Well, thanks for listening. I hope you have an amazing week. or an amazing weekend whenever you're listening to this. And I know that I'm definitely going to go to bed peaceful now. So enjoy the rest of your day.